Hello, everybody. Welcome. How we doing tonight? I know I'm starting a couple minutes late. I apologize. It's been one of those crazy days, as usual, in the life of Auctioneer Extraordinaire. And I just want to say hi, Debbie. Hi, Megan, Linda, Amy, Michelle, Joan, Suzanne, Dolores, Lynn, Zach, Skylar, Karen, whoever else hasn't put in the chat yet. Let me know. And guys, hit that thumbs up if you haven't. And don't forget, you can join the membership. I appreciate everybody watching tonight. And we got, if you're not a member, good time to become a member. I got a bunch of money to give away still. So Teresa and Sharon won money last week. Teresa and Sharon, if you're watching, hopefully you guys got your money. I don't know what you guys got. It's up to you if you want to share what you got or not. That's up to you. I don't care either way. But we have 10 envelopes of cash still to give away. Just Jeff, it's his 60th birthday today. So if he jumps on, we're all going to have to sing happy birthday together. So I need all you out there to sing with me. And someone was just asking, when is my auction? Ladies and gentlemen, this week, Saturday live storage unit auction in Paynesville starting at 9 o'clock, and then the second one's at 10 o'clock. And I'm texting back 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. in Paynesville, Ohio. So anyone wants to come out, see Auctioneer Extraordinaire, do his auctioneer. Hey, what do you have? He said 500 go to 1. Yep. You guys are more than welcome. So let me explain how my week went really quick. I do have some lots. I haven't even uploaded those lots. Oh, geez. I better upload these. We're not going to have any auction. So I'm way behind schedule, like I said. So let me explain what happened and how my week went. So originally I was supposed to, I had jury duty, okay? I showed up for jury duty. Don't worry, I'm just deleting. These are old lots, guys. These are old lots. Don't get excited. I got to delete these old ones out. So I was supposed to go to jury duty. So I show up Monday morning down at jury duty, and they said, your number's not up. You can leave or you can stay. I'm like, well, I'm not going to stay. I'm going to leave. So I left, and they called me. I called Tuesday, and they said you don't need to show up. So then I called Tuesday night for Wednesday, and they said, oh, you have to show up. Well, I was supposed to go to auctioneer school and do a little thing at auctioneer school with Roy and what the Hales. But I had to go to jury duty Wednesday. I also had a house I was supposed to clean out. It messed up everything. But it's your civic duty. And I know I own my own business. I could just write a letter, not do the jury duty. Okay. I did it. So I don't know if Jeff will be on or not. It is his birthday. He was like, oh, we got to get done with work early. My wife wants to take me out for dinner. I'm like, come on. I mean, you get a birthday every year. You know what I'm saying? So, but yesterday I sat all day in jury duty. And then after I got out of there, I had to try to do as much as I could. And then today, I went to a live storage unit auction this morning. I didn't buy anything. I bought a unit online, a 10 by 25. And then Jeff and I, he had to get new tires on his van today and stuff. So when he was done, we had to meet up at the shop, load up a bunch of totes, and we went and emptied out a 10 by 30 or 30 by 10. It's the longest unit I think I ever bought because it's like 3 10 by 10s together. And the guy was a drug addict, but you won't believe the stuff he left in the unit. Amazing. It's crazy. So that video will be coming out. Just Jeff got $1,500 to clean out a house. And I went through that house, and it's amazing what people leave behind. It's amazing how people do not look through things. So that video will be coming out. There's so many videos coming out. And then, like I said, I bought this 10 by 30 or 10 by 25. I got to go figure out when I'm going to clean that out. So hoping everyone's having a great night. Thank you again for joining us. We got Beth in there. We got Coco. We got Michelle, Darlene, Jeremy, Diana, Judy, Diana, Linda, Sue, Amy, Marcia, Judy, Mary Lynn, Mary Dale, Betty, Paula, Big Mike, Zach, Dolores, Joan, Suzanne, Michelle. So, Big Mike, hello from Canada. Nice. So, everyone should serve if you can in a jury. I did too, not called for third, wouldn't want a federal case though. Yeah, I just sat there. This is the second time I've been on jury duty, and both times I just sat in there. And the lady said 90% of the cases get settled before they ever get to jury. It's kind of like you get afraid. Like it's like, oh, I got to go in front of the jury. Do I really want a jury, or can I, it's the unknown, the fear of the unknown with the jury. And, so sometimes it's just, they'll take that plea bargain because you know what's going to happen with the plea bargain. So he's asking for directions. Yeah, take a left. I don't know with directions. Just put in, don't people have a GPS? Lake Self. So the first one's going to be at Lake Self Storage in Painesville this Saturday, 9 o'clock. Painesville. And so we do have some cash money giveaway. And you know what? We're going to give away some money right now. So anyone that's a member, if you're not a member, you got a chance to become a member. Just go ahead and go inside and become a member. And Teresa and Sharon, for right now, you can't get in the question right now. But if we don't have enough people or no one answers, then I might say, hey, Teresa, Sharon, you have opportunity to win a second envelope. Okay. So this is for an envelope. We still have envelope 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 left. Yesterday's video. Anyone see yesterday's video? I paid $90 for 10 by 30 in Plainsville, Ohio, I think. Kind of by Columbus. In that unit, you have to be a member. A member, darling. Good question. A member. To win the money. And you become a member today. And winning bidder or the winning person, email secondsense@gmail, your full name, YouTube name, and say, I want envelope, whatever. So the question will be from yesterday's video, ladies and gentlemen. Members only on this question. You can win and pick whatever envelopes left. There's 10 of the 12 money envelopes left. Christmas cash giveaway right now. One of the envelopes, we got to give them all away before Christmas. So, you guys ready? First person I see with the right answer gets to pick the envelope. All right. In yesterday's video, what did I say I've never found this many of before? Let's see if anyone knows. They watched yesterday's video even. Who knows? But I said I've never seen this many of these items before. I never found this many of these items, I should say, in a one unit before. Coco bowling balls. She's the first one on the list. And Coco has not picked an envelope yet. Don't worry, guys. I still got 9 more envelopes after Coco here, so don't worry. We got envelopes to give away. And members, remember, you can only win at one time. We're going to try to let every member win an envelope. Well, at least 12 of the envelopes. I think we have 90 members, so you got a great chance. Coco says she's picking number 3. Here's the list still. So number 3 will go to Coco. All right, Coco, you got number 3. I like it. She didn't even hesitate. She's like, boom, I know what one I want. So, I don't know. There was originally $100, $50, $20, $10, a bunch of $5 and $2 envelopes. So number 3 goes you, Coco. And we're going to start our first little lot for auction. It's going to be sterling rings. I didn't get a chance, guys, to go to my, I just photoed these before right now. So this is a 6 sterling rings. They're all sterling silver. They're not the best pictures. I apologize, but they are sterling silver rings. I took them on top of a comic book box about 10 minutes before the auction, before here. But you get all 6 sterling silver rings. One money start $25. Anyone interested? I got 25 now, 30. I got 25 from Coco now, $30 go. I got 25 now, 30. 25 now, $30 go. I got 25 now, $30 go. Now 25 now, 30 for all the silver rings right there. 25 now, 30. $25 now, $30 go. There's 6 rings. That's less than $5 a piece right there. $30. That'd be $6 each. Who wants to give 30? I got 30 now, 35. I got 30 now, 35 now, 30, give 35 now, 30, give 35. 6 sterling rings now, $30 now, 35 now, 30, give 35. I got 30 now, 35, 35 now, 40. 35 from Coco now, $40 go. 35 now, $40 go. Around now, 35 now, 40 now, 35 now, 40. 35, $40 go. That's for all 6 sterling silver rings there. 35 now, $40 go. Now 35 now, 40. 35 now, $40 go. I got 35, 40 now, 40 now, 45. 40 now, 45. I got 40 now, 45, 40, give 45, 40, give 45, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50 now, 45, 50, 50, 50, 45, 50 now, 45, 50, 45, 50. $45 now, $50 go. I got 45 now, 50. 45, $50 go now, 45, 50. Fair warning. 45, 50. 45, $50 go now, 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. I got 45 now, 50. $45 now, $50 go. Skylar Dog, you want 50. I got 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50. Yes, fair warning. 45, 50. All in, all done. 45 now, 50. Last and final call. 45, 50. Skylar Dog, you in or out? 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50. All in, all done. I got 50. Now 60. 50 now, 60. Coco now, 50 now, 60 now, 50 now, 60. I got 50 now, 60, 50 now, 60, 50 now, 60. $50 here now, $60 go now, 50 now, 60, 50, 60, 50, 60, 50, 60. All in, all done. 60, Coco. I'll take 55. I don't care. 55, 60, 55, 60, 55 now, 60. Skylar Dog now, 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60. 6 sterling rings, 5 golden hands. $60, Skylar Dog. 55 now, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60. $60 now, 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60. That's for all the rings. One money now, $60. That's only $10 a ring now, and they're all sterling silver. Let's last look. 55 now, $60 go. 55, 60, 55, 60. Better a lot than that. 55, $60 go. Now 55, 60. It probably costs you $30, $50 a piece at the store. $60. $60 to you, Skylar Dog. Now get 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60, 55, 60. Fair warning, Skylar Dog. 55 now, $60 go. You want them yesterday on 55, 60. You sure? 55, 60. Skylar, you sure? In and out, 55, 60. Saying out. Skylar Dog saying out. 55, 60. Sold, Coco. Coco. Sterling rings. Coco for 55. All right. So, all the members, we're going to give away another envelope right now. You guys ready? You remember, Coco, Teresa, and Sharon, you guys already got one, so you are out. We got 9 envelopes left. Hold on, I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 500. All right, I wrote down the number. It's on the page. It's circled. Start putting them in. First person to get the right number out of 500, 1 out of 500, out of the members, you guys get to pick the next envelope. Cash money giveaway. There's $100, $50, $20, $10, $5, $2 bills. So far we got 244. Nope. 333. Nope. Sue's the closest. Nope. Nope. We're going to give about 1 more minute. Whoop, nope. I'll give you guys a hint. We got the closest is Sue. Closest is Sue. Big C's at 250. Nope. 288. Nope. 275. Nope. 267. No. 258. No. 150. No. No. 275. We're getting close, but still not there. 280. 290. 279. No. Come on. No. Come on. We're getting close. We're getting close. Skylar Dog's close. I can tell you that. You're getting close, Skylar Dog. Now you're going the wrong way. Oh, we got a winner. I think that's the first one to say 277 is Sue. Let's double check. Sue, 277. I'll show you guys. I wrote it down right here, and I circled it. See that 277 circled? That's it. I know it's a big mess, but that's the number 277. Double check me, guys. If Sue was the first one, I believe, with 277. And then Sue, you're going to have to, we got these numbers left. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 envelopes left. So I believe it was Sue with the 277 first person. Shay was really close. Really close, Shay. Real close, so close. And Sue, what number do you want? Sue's picking 11? I like it. Number 11. Money giveaway, guys. There's nothing but cash. That's all I can tell you. These envelopes, they all have cash in them. Might be $2, but it's still free money. You're not paying anything for it. So, Sue, don't forget. And Coco, don't forget. Well, Coco, you bought a lot. So, but you guys email, send us your information right there. And make sure you put the number envelope you want on there. And that's awesome. So we got Coco and Sue so far. Teresa and Sharon won last time. We got 4 envelopes given away. That still means 8 envelopes with cash money to give away, ladies and gentlemen. 8 more envelopes. So we're not done yet. We're going to give some more away today. We got some more tomorrow. And this is an interesting lot. I like this lot a lot. I don't know if you guys will like it or not. It's a watch lot. Now, there's a vintage Swatch watch right there. That's a Gucci watch next to it. A United States Marine Corps watch. This watch is just awesome. It's like gold all around. And then there's another ladies' watch right there. So there's 2 men's watches, 3 women's watches, a vintage Swatch watch, a United States Marine Corps watch, and so $25. $25 to go. Michael said $2 bill. There's $2 bills, yes. There's also $50 bill, $100 bill. So on the little watch lot right there, like I said, we got the United States Marine Corps, a vintage Swatch watch. You guys remember those from the 80s? There's a Gucci watch, woman's Gucci watch. Look at that United States Marine Corps watch. That's a sharp watch right there. Another men's watch right there. All 5 watches. That's $5 a watch. $25 to go. I got 25. What you got, Michael? 35 or 25? You want to start 25 or 35? I'll start you at 35, but I don't want to start you too high, Michael. You might have typed it in wrong. We'll give Michael. We'll give you at 25. How's that? Michael's at 25. $25 now, 30. I got 25 now, $30 to go. I got 25 now, 30 now, 25 now, 30. 25, 30 now to go. I got 25 now, 30 now, 25, 30. 25, 30 for all the watches right there. United States Marine Corps watch. All the nice watches right there. I got 25 now, 30. $25 now, $30 to go. I got 25 now, 30 now, 30 now. He said 35. That's fine. We'll take the 35, Mike. I appreciate that. 35 now, 40. 35, 40 now, 35, 40. Scare them all away now. 35, 40, fair warning. 35, 40. I'm telling you, that Marine Corps watch is nice. 35, $40 to go. 35, 40 now, 35, 40. I was going to give it to my brother-in-law, but he was in the Army, so if I knew someone that was in the Marines, I know, like, all my buddies that were in the Marines, I haven't seen them for years and years and years, or I'd give it to one of those guys. So I got 35 now, $40 to go now, 35, 40. Better lot than that, ladies and gentlemen. 35 now, $40 to go now, 35, 40. Vintage Swatch watch. We got a Gucci watch. Right there, Swatch, Gucci. The Marine Corps watch. Very nice. That gold watch. All the money right there. I got 35 now, 40 now, 35, 40 now, 35, 40 now, 35, 40. Fair warning now, 35, 40, 35, 40 now, 35, 40. All in now done. I got 35 now, 40, 35, 40 now, 35, 40. Last final call. Sold. Sold. Watches. So just go ahead, email us, Michael. And you guys just say the lot, $35 win. Say the watches, $35. Put your address, everything. Joe will send you out an invoice. And on that invoice, Jeff sent me a picture, guys. Let's see here. All right, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to try something new here. Let's see here. Presents. Video file. No. Let's see if I can send you the picture. Let me move this to somewhere that's a little bit smaller. Now, you guys, you'll see why Jeff is... You're going to see why Jeff's not joining us in a minute here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's what I got to do. I got to move this. Move to album. Let's put it into auction. Boom, boom. Perfecto. All right, let's see if I could do this. Let's go back real quick. Nope, it didn't pull up yet. Hold on. Let me go. Let's try this again. Dun, 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 dun. No? Why didn't that show up? Oh, I see. It didn't move. Move to. Okay, that's weird. Unplug it. Plug it back in. Now I'll just have to show you the picture. I'm going to try one more time here. Oh, maybe that's why, because it's the same video file. I'm not the most tech-savvy person. I will first admit it to you. You guys are lucky I could put the video. I mean, I get YouTube videos up. All right. There's Just Jeff with a giant plate of ribs. I know it's tough to make out. I was trying to bring it up on the screen. As you can see, he's very happy. So that's why Just Jeff is not with us tonight either. And let's see, Max Lab, how we doing? Sue? Is he wearing Christmas jammies? Who knows with Just Jeff? Second watch lot. That's a good watch lot too, Michael. I'm telling you what, that's a nice watch lot. And so oof. Trying to think of a third giveaway. I got to think real quick. The third giveaway we'll do for members tonight. Hey, Susan, how we doing? She said, happy birthday, Just Jeff. And also, I just want to let everyone know, another great auction this weekend, Saturday. So check it out. All kind of cool stuff. Then I think next Wednesday we have an auction. That might be our last auction for the year, just because how the holidays fall and everything. And I usually give my guys off a week for Christmas through New Year. So I'll give them off a paid week vacation. So that's one of the vacations. I always give them another vacation during the week or the year. They get to, and I'm very flexible. Trust me. I'm a easygoing boss as long as you guys get your work done. So, and well, that's what I wanted to do. Let's see if I can get a picture. I don't understand why these pictures ain't showing up. I want to show you guys my pictures. I got so many pictures to show you. Let me just try to go in here. No. Why is it not working now? Yeah, I had a picture of me at jury duty. It was ridiculous. So, like I said, it's just that I didn't have to do it Monday or Tuesday, and then it just kind of messed up everything. But it's the way life goes. I got through it. I don't have to worry about it for a while. And I do have another lot, auction lot here. Said, we'll see. This lot here, see if anyone's interested in it. This is a little pin lot. We got some pig pins, other pins in there. That rooster is a sterling silver pin to the left there. Some of the pins are marked on the back. And then there's like those two things in the middle right there. That's like earrings or something. I don't know. They're huge though. I mean, you can see the pins around there. Those things are gigantic. So it's a pin lot. It's $25 if anyone's interested. And like I said, I had not a lot of time today, and I did this 10 minutes before this. Also, that's why I was a few minutes late. I had to get these uploaded. But all the pins, $25 if you want them now. $25 go now. 25, 25, 25, 25. Yeah, $25. $25 for the little pin lot there. Pigs and all now. $25 go. $25 go now. $25 go. One is sterling silver. The rooster is sterling silver pin. So that probably right there is worth the $25. And everything else would be gravy, they say. $25. Speaking of which, my invisible wife, biscuits and gravy tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for dinner. Oh, I had a salad and biscuits and gravy. Man, that was so good. I'll do it one time, ladies and gentlemen. $20 for the pins. One sterling silver and all. $20. Anybody want them? $20 one time only and one time ago. $20 go. $20 now. $20. $20. That's free shipping on them now. $20. $20 now. $20 go. Anybody want them now? $20 go now. $20 now. $20 now. $20 now. $20 now. $20. No one's interested in the pins. $25. Contact Roy Lisa puts the bowling balls in their yard. Well, guess what? We might have a special guest tonight. One of those people. Shh, don't tell anybody, though. Shh. Coco just wants the rooster. Coco just wants the rooster. Come on, Michael. $20. Okay. Well, Michael, since you said 15 and you already got a lot, I am willing to put it out for 15. Now $20. 15 now, 20. Since you already got a lot, I can add it to your lot to ship. So it won't be so bad. So if you want it 15, I got 15 now, 20. 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20. Since it's got a lot now, $15 now, $20 go now, 15 now, 20, 15 now, 20. Fair warning. $15 now, $20 go now, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20. Know who would get $15 right here? This guy would get $15 now, 20. $15 now, $20 go, I get 15 now, 20. Fair warning. Michael's at 15 now, 20, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now.
Went from one auction to another one.
You know how it goes, baby. Auctions
That's how
every
we
day, all
roll.
day. $15 now, $20 go now, fair warning now, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20. 15 now, $20 go now, 15 now, 20 now, 15 now, 20, all in, all good.
You bought it.
Selling it to Michael for $15. So you get the pin lot, a sterling silver pin, all the other pins for $15. We'll put it right with your other lot there.
He just bought all that sterling silver for 15.
No, it was one sterling pin and a bunch of other nice pins. But it was
I would have bid on that.
One pin has got to be worth, I mean, it's worth $15 all day. It's a rooster that's sterling silver.
Yeah, that's worth a big time.
You know what I'm saying? But I love all my subscribers and I love my members and giving away deals. I'm happy to give away deals. And speaking of which, we got another envelope full of cash to give away, but I need you to come up with a question that they need to answer. What the hell?
That's easy. That's easy. All right. How do you spell I can't even pronounce it right now. How do you spell onomatopoeia? Yes. How do you spell onomatopoeia?
I don't know how to spell that. You know a better question. I don't even know if they're right.
You don't like that question?
Okay. How would I know if they're right?
All right, here's the question.
Okay,
here's a question. I got back to Florida. I came into the office, and this was on my desk. It's a brand new Nintendo Switch, special edition. It is, what is it? Special Animal Crossings with, no, I've been trying to figure out. That's my question. My question is, where did this come from? And I just figured it out. Gina brought it for me. Okay, that's a bad question.
Gina,
okay, I got another question. Here we go. Here's the question. This is a moderator for What the Hales and the auctions. What's her name?
Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
They're getting cash if they get it right.
Come on. Who am I?
Who is she? Anybody? First one to answer.
Do you even know the answer? So you can determine who's right?
You better have half milk, but you've already.
Who did I do that to? Who is that?
That's Rob. Auctioneer Extraordinaire. Do you know the answer, Rob, or should I text you?
I'm assuming it's Patty.
Dude, you just gave the answer away.
You already got it, Jeff. Lori got it.
Lori got it. Yep, it's Aunt Patty.
Aunt Patty. Lori is the first one.
Thank you, Lori. I feel so much better now. It was really making me sad. I don't even.
So now Lori gets to pick a number, and we still got envelope 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10 left.
Giving
Lori,
away
which
cat.
number you want?
Ooh.
Which number you want, Lori? You have to pick.
Madam Mayor, I might have farted on that.
4, 5, 7,
you're
8,
good
9,
then.
or 10. She's picking
Relax,
number
fall asleep.
5. Lori's taking number 5. 5
What's
to stay
in it?
alive.
That's from storage unit. And then you unzip it, and if you remember, that's a
understand,
queen
Skylar.
size mattress.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Skylar. We got many more questions that be coming. That was just one question about Aunt Patty.
Nobody liked my onomatopoeia question.
I did. I didn't know how to watch it. But guys, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more envelopes full of cash to give away. So you don't worry about a Skylar dog. You still got a chance. And the best thing is, as a member, you only get a chance to win at one time. And we have, I think, 90 some members. There's 12 envelopes. So your chances of winning an envelope is great.
Pretty big.
Pretty big.
Do we get to know what's in that envelope that got chosen?
We do not. I don't even have an envelope here.
I got to know as a treasure hunter.
The worst part is, like, I just gave them to my business partner, so I had the whole stack. They're numbered, and they send them to Joe, and he mails them out. I don't even look at them. So
you don't even know. You don't even know.
And I don't want to know. I'd rather not know. That's why I told Jeff. He goes, "You don't know what's in all the envelopes?" I said, "I don't want to know."
Listen, would you agree with me? You can know, or you could no.
No. And I'd rather no.
I know.
That's what I should have said. After he asked me an hour about my junk. That was a joke about my deposition with Deuce.
Oh, geez.
Oh my goodness.
You want to talk about depositions?
Boom!
Hello.
Chakalaka.
Speaking of depositions, Mr. Dr. Deposition, Conky.
Here I is.
You like that, Conky? Dr. Deposition?
Yeah, that's cute.
We should start calling Conky that.
Dr. D.
Dr. D.
We should probably stick with the deposition.
I'm sorry. You're right.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, next thing you know, we're being kicked out of McDonald's. That's all I can tell you. And
we wouldn't be the first ones in this group, would we?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've been kicked out of McDonald's before. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Nope. Not the first or last time you'll be kicked out of McDonald's.
Nope. There's plenty more McDonald's to get kicked out of.
So, Alan, is this even right?
I just see this on Conky and Noreen's bucket list. How many McDonald's can we get kicked out of?
They try to get kicked out of a McDonald's in every state. That's going to be their retirement. They'll go try to get kicked out of McDonald's in each state.
They could do it too.
Oh, yeah.
Extra points for getting kicked out before you actually eat the food.
Yes.
Hey, just stay out of the playground, man. Stay out of the ball pit.
Come on.
You know?
Kids don't want to see that.
Oh,
I'm telling
man.
you to stay out of the ball pit, not Noreen.
Oh, my gosh.
If she's in the ball pit, I'm in the ball pit.
That's the way it should be. It's a good, healthy relationship.
There you go.
Oh, man.
So, Jeremy, where are you? I don't recognize the background.
You don't recognize this place? Where do you think I am?
Schoolhouse.
Okay, that must be the schoolhouse, I guess.
Yeah, I'm in the schoolhouse office. I know you're all thrown off because just this morning I was in Ohio, but that's the magic of videos. You can be anywhere on any day.
Oh, boy.
It's amazing.
Magic of video and airplanes, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you what, getting up that early and getting on an airplane that is covered with ice was not fun. Man, traffic was a mess. There were accidents all over the road. The airplane was iced over early this morning. I know this isn't something I typically say, but I'm glad to be back in Florida.
Yeah, it is cold up here.
I would say beyond cold. Jeff and I filmed the unit today, 2 videos. And after like halfway through the first, I'm like, all right, let's go in the car. I mean, my toes I couldn't even feel my toes.
Yeah, nice.
It was ice cold out there. And that wind did not help. And Jeff kept going, can I film in the unit? I was like, I need you outside, then we'll come into the unit. But I need you outside first. You can't just come in the unit. It's ruining my filming.
Like, the unit is filled. How are you going to get in the unit, dude?
He's like, well, I want to stand on the side here. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. I'm sorry.
But I'm cold.
He's like, it's 10 degrees colder outside. I don't care if it's your birthday, Just Jeff. Get to work.
And that's why Just Jeff is not on AA tonight. He quit.
Yeah.
He froze.
He's eating ribs right now for his birthday dinner.
That's not bad. That's a good deal.
Yep, he turned 60 today.
I'll take some ribs.
Wow, 60. I don't know if I could still do this at 60. I'm sure I still will be doing it, but I don't know if I well, you know what?
The most amazing thing is, to me, you know, Jeff's 60 years old, and it's like, there's nobody in my shop. I got Shane, okay, 21, 22-year-old kid. I got Chachi the paparazzi. I got my business partner, Joe. just Joe. And
just Joe. Just
I
Joe.
got Magic Mike. But Jeff, he's the oldest guy out of all. I'd rather have him help me move stuff than any of those other guys. No offense to him, but
it's that old man work ethic. Like, how do you beat it?
no.
How do you beat it?
You know, Jeff don't complain. Well, okay. He doesn't complain that much. At least I tune out most of the complaints. Like today.
Maybe he complains the most and you just don't hear it.
I'm so cold. I can't feel my hands. Oh, come on. Suck it up, Buttercup.
My employees, and I used to hire a lot of college students when, you know, and we'd be working a ranch and man, like heavy stuff. And they would just be in awe and shock because I could outwork them, outlift them, out anything. And they'd always called me old man strong. You're old man strong. And, you know, there were times I'd have 10 teenagers or 10 college students trying to take me down to the ground. I'd be like, all right, bring it. And I'd be throwing them left and right. And I don't know if I could still do it now, but those were fun days to look back on. They'd be like, how in the world did you get this strong? Well, I don't know. It's just muscle covered in a layer of fat, I guess.
Have I met Teresa and Brett in person?
I have.
Yeah. Half meal time to grow.
Oh, yeah. Then I met them. I met 300 and some people that day, almost 400 people that day. So I can't remember everyone's name. I'm better with faces than names.
Well, they were up here. Were you at the Hales, the bonfire when they were up here?
Yeah, they came up for the bonfire.
Was I there? That one?
I can't remember. I had to go back and look through the videos.
For some reason, I think I wasn't that one. I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time or the last time, but it's possible. And so what you had going on this week, Conky?
Freezing for one thing. That and I actually stayed home yesterday and finished up my daughter's car that I bought her for
Christmas.
I guess, yeah, Christmas and birthday. So I finished that up yesterday, and that and just a lot of working. Now, what we did do this evening was I bugged Noreen to make me dark chocolate covered peanuts so much that we finally stopped and got the chocolate this evening.
So like little clusters?
Yeah, like peanut clusters.
Mm.
So she's going to make me some peanut clusters.
Like deer turds?
They do look a lot like deer turds, but thankfully they don't taste like it.
How would you know, Conky?
I just know what the chocolate-covered peanuts taste like, and I can imagine what deer turds taste like.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had experience with the deer turd or something.
No, not deer turd.
Other turds, not deer turds.
I can't speak for other turds. I've eaten a lot of restaurants in a lot of places.
And that's why he's not allowed back at McDonald's.
So that might be a reason why I wouldn't want to go back into a McDonald's. But
Yeah, there you go.
So, is this weekend Christmas at the Creek?
Yep, this Saturday, 2 days. In 2 days. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. Friday's our last day of prep. We got all the toys set up. And when I say we, I haven't even been here. You know, I immediately had to fly out very early on Tuesday. Wednesday was auctioneer school all day, which I had a blast with Roy and with Christian and Patience. Rob was supposed to be there. Rob got called for jury duty, unfortunately, and he missed out. But I know he'll be at the next one. And then this morning, I was up at 6:30 on the road on the airport. Got back here roughly around 4:00 in the afternoon. No, thank you. And there's Noreen.
Sugar for Conky. Sugar for Conky. You melt this. You throw these in here. Stir it all up. Scoop them out. And he gets peanut clusters. He's been begging me. So this is his Christmas gift. I'm going to make him peanut clusters. I bought 3 pounds of chocolate.
Wow.
Hey, Rob.
Whoa, that's a lot of sugar.
Rob.
Yes.
Did you hear her say 3 pounds of chocolate?
Yes. I think she's
Wouldn't that be 1 pound for Conky, 1 pound for Rob, and 1 pound for his good buddy Jeremy?
That would be great.
Jeremy,
Come on,
Okay.
Solo.
I wonder how they would survive some shit. We don't have his shipping address.
No. The first bonfire of the season next year. I will make these. You can remind me.
Jeremy, I'm writing this down.
Right? Look, write it
He's
down.
writing it down.
You may
First
have to-
bonfire.
Everybody's hearing this.
So, I'll make them.
Everybody's
I'm having a
hearing
bonfire
this.
tomorrow. I'm just joking.
I'm thinking you guys should just.
What is this?
Why don't you make them and fly down for Christmas in the Creek this Saturday?
Oh, we have a lot going on this weekend.
We have to pick up somebody from the airport on Sunday, so that's
What about Painesville?
That's one of the things we got going on.
Saturday's Painesville,
Hey, Roy.
and
Hey!
Hey, how did that happen? I can't
Magic.
believe I'm in this stream. Where did that come from?
We
All
got
right, I'll let
agents
you
all
guys
in, ladies and
get
gentlemen.
BS in here.
If you guys
And
don't know,
no
this
Eddie,
is
you
Roy.
get no chocolate. Come on.
Bye,
Agents
Noreen.
all in.
Hi, Noreen.
And we brought Roy in tonight because one, Jeremy and him
Hello.
had an awesome time at auctioneer school. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the auctioneer school.
Really did.
And it stunk because I really wanted to go. One is that, first of all, I went to the Walton School of Auctioneering just like these two gentlemen. I went many moons ago though. And I've known Mark and his family for probably about 15 years.
And they're incredible. Incredible people. Very
you wanna
high
talk about-
respected.
Professional. That's if I would say a word, I'd say professional. Mark is a true professional, and his family's a true professional. They, think very highly and hold a high regard of the auction business.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
there's no business like the auction business. Okay, and a lot of people say that about a lot of businesses, but there's no business like the auction business. I can just tell you that. Every day is an adventure. You never know what you're going to see, what you're going to find, what's going to come through your door, what phone call might happen. And Roy, Jeremy, Conky can all speak to this. It's like we can get a phone call, an email or something. Hey, I have this collection. Are you interested in buying it? Or come take a look at it. Or I need you to sell it. And it could be a collection of jewelry, comic books, baseball cards, vintage toys, video games, weapons, military stuff. I mean, on and on and on. Pieces of history in your hand. My father brought us back from World War II when he went and invaded Normandy. You just don't know the stuff you're going to see and get to touch. That's why, there's a lot of businesses out there, but that's why all of us here are on this. We have a passion, we have a love, and that's why Roy and Jeremy and myself wanted to give back to the auctioneers and the future auctioneers and maybe leave a lasting impression and a positive, be positive as role models, positive as business, just a big positive energy to them, pushing them out into this new field. And it's scary. You know, when you start off a whole new career, a new field, a lot of these guys, you know, they might just start this as a part-time job, or they might, you know, their father might have been an auctioneer, their grandfather, or, you know, they just like auctions. There's a million reasons why people become in the auctioneer business, and there's so many different paths, and all three of us are on different paths. We all sell things different ways, and, you know, and same
And that's
ways.
what was missed. Like we so wish you were there, because even Lisa and I had the conversation on the way home, like the perspective from when we met you, you were doing live auctions, to COVID, to going online, you were doing the simulcast, or the, what do they call it?
Yes.
Simulcast, or
Yep. Simulcast.
And I mean, to now it's all online, and just the conversations we've had about it. Like we really do miss the perspective you could have brought to that. But you know what? They do a class every quarter. There's 4 more classes each year, next year. And as long as he allows us to come in and do online and really teach that, I think we can build a platform, because the state's asking questions, and they're testing us on it to become auctioneers. So it's crazy.
Yeah,
And
I want to take
who
a
better?
quick second. I'm sorry. I want to take a quick second. I see there's quite a few people in the comments that are saying hi. Hello, how you doing? I see you. I want to acknowledge them. Coco, by the way, acknowledged Dakota had the voice for an auctioneer.
Yes.
Jeremy, Dakota, I was going to text you earlier today. Dakota actually jumped on Whatnot as a buyer. I saw him pop up, and
Tonight he
actually
did?
bought something. Yesterday he did after class, and he actually bought something, I think, today.
Wow.
So I mean, and I know you were telling him online, we might change your mind. So I don't know if he will jump online, but he definitely jumped on Whatnot, and he might. Who knows?
How crazy is that? So here's the beauty of that, Rob and Conky. What you don't know is Roy came into it with a beautiful presentation of, this is the landscape of online auctions. This is the future, but it's not only the future, it's the present. It's right now. And who better to speak on that than you guys, who are so deep into it, and you guys are pioneering it. And we went into it, and Dakota said, I don't want nothing to do with online auctions. I'm just doing livestock. I'm a farmer. And and for him to start the whole day and go, I want nothing to do with online auctions. And now he's on Whatnot buying. I can't believe it.
So I just had to let you know. So when I saw that message from Coco, I had to make sure I pointed that out, because man, that was kind of, you know, we made a connection with him, and that's the point of what we're doing. It's a small, well, in Ohio, it's the largest community in the country, but it's still a small community. And, you know, we want to put people on the right path so that it gives us a better name, and it elevates all of us. And I can go on about things I've heard lately that really frustrate me, with people thinking we're like bottom line. But I think when you look at history of auctioneers, I think they had a bad rep years ago, several centuries ago, maybe. And, you know, it's always trying to figure out how we can elevate this craft, because that's what it is. I mean, and Whatnot is full of shows. And I find that to be a proper term, because that is why people go to auctions. Pre-COVID, Lisa and I were going, hey, there's Lisa. Lisa and I were going to live auctions. Rob met us, you know, and Jeremy, we met you at a live auction. It's entertainment. I mean, that's why we go. It's the value of entertainment, the community that comes out. We used to go to Young's on Fridays pre-COVID, because
we did too.
You know, it was entertainment. And if you ever went to Young's, I don't know who all's from this particular area, but Young's auction would have the popcorn, the hot dogs, everything. Like, you can eat. You spent the evening on Friday there buying stuff, meeting with other people, talking with other people. I love that community. And online, you know, I'm sorry, but I will say online, Whatnot feels like that's kind of trying to get us back to that kind of scenario with an online presence. But that's just me.
Yeah,
and I'm not
the live auction aspect with the online. And I mean, Whatnot's not the first. Okay, Whatnot just did it differently than some other things. But you know, there's a sites called Live Auctioneers. You know, like when I used to, like I said, I used to do live simulcast auction. So I used to use High Bid too, and people would watch the auction live and bid, and then I had people in the room bidding at the same time.
Yep.
And
We were there several times and lost a couple lots because of that.
Yeah. And the only issue with when you're doing that, it's not as quick because you have to give time for the online bidders to bid,
Yeah.
Where the people right in front of you, it's real quick, Hey, what are you going to have? 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, 22, 22, yeah, I got 20, 22, 22, yes, sold, $20, next, boom. But online, you got to be like, okay, you got to give that pause because you know how to, just like with Dirt Guys Auction, with the live chat and everything else, it takes a second for it to come through. So
yeah. And I mean, if you got live people and you're doing online, that is kind of a different scenario, which was the perspective that we didn't get, the difference of that. Because I know Rob has done that. I mean, I don't know who's all been to Rob's auctions, but and he doesn't do them anymore. But
except for
if
this
he did a live auction,
Friday,
I'd be there outside of
this Saturday at 9:00. I'll be doing a live auction. Unfortunately, Roy will not be there. Why are you not going to be there, Roy?
We're traveling to Virginia.
To Virginia. I know someone that lives in Virginia.
Yeah.
It's for lovers. Virginia's for lovers.
Actually, we need a little bit of break time and we need a little bit of time alone.
So you're going to go down and help out Jeebus, right?
We are going to go do the Jeebus thing. So a couple years ago, we met up with the Hudsons and KT. Actually, it was at the Painesville auction. That was the $3,200 unit. And then the Hudsons created this path that brought us down to being the Ohio team with their dollar sales. So we used to help them set up. So, but I know Lisa talked to Jeremy, like we would have loved to have been there as well. So it's kind of dividing the time.
Yeah,
but
for Christmas in the Creek.
Sure
yeah.
Any opportunity we can do something positive. Like, I mean, being able to do what we do is a blessing in disguise, no matter how you look at it. It could be good, it could be bad. I know I've talked with Rob definitely about some of the ups and downs trying to build what we're doing. I've talked to Jeremy several times about how to build YouTube, and the reality is it's not easy. It's hard. As easy as it looks, it's really not. But so any opportunity we have to give back and learn from people that will show us how to do something better. So I will say next year we have 2 things we're looking at, which is we're trying to figure out how to really build a platform for, it's called the Haven House. It's tied to our church. And it's something that Lisa really, she knows the actual director of it. And they go back years ago, and it's a shelter for women and children. And I was thinking about this today about like next year, maybe doing something for them because they're tied to our church. The pastor would actually probably back it where we can bring everybody into the church, not only just the children that are homeless with the women at the Haven home, which is about homeless women that have children, maybe even pregnant. But next year we really want to build that. So, and that's part of our goals for next year. I won't get too deep into it, but I mean, and this is why we try to help out as much as we can and learn how we can help develop opportunities for other people and be present and do something that's good. I mean, we have a blessing to be able to do it. So,
and I want to say that Roy does an incredible job teaching and leading by example. And he just did a phenomenal job in auctioneer school. And it was a blessing for me to be a part of that community, which is one of the things that we talked a lot about, Roy. We talked about building a community and how auctions are community based. And I could have been doing anything yesterday.
Yeah.
I could have been making money. Frankly, I could have been making thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. None of that mattered because I wanted to go support a friend and I wanted to support an industry that I firmly love and I firmly believe in, and that's community.
See,
I'm going to say, if I can, sorry, Rob.
go ahead.
So part of that class that we've been blessed to really be kind of the leaders in, I created a presentation, but Jeremy and Mark had the opportunity to take over the afternoon. And I really hope and wish that this builds out better where we can get several perspectives, because the panel part, Rob would have really brought a great perspective because he's been everything, And just the opportunity to even, and I can't say I've done it all myself. So I can't say I can take all the accolades, because in the afternoon, Jeremy actually brought in the whatnot and controlled that. Mark brought in and controlled the panel. And, you know, I think I was kind of wiped from the morning though. I was kind of dry.
It's a lot to do. Let's do a pro presentation the whole morning. People can't even understand like the amount of work that you had to do and put in to you know, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you know, give a 5-minute speech or something. Yeah, that's easy. Okay. To actually do a whole presentation where you got to keep people's interest for hours. People have no clue. I mean, the amount of time and energy and effort.
8:30 to noon, and he actually went a little past noon. That was his morning presentation. And I want to make this clear to people. Roy's doing this because he loves it. You know, he could have been somewhere else making money. He could have been at an auction buying, selling. He could have been doing anything. But
I really had something else I wanted to do, but no,
Now, myself, you know, I was making a bunch of money yesterday. I mean, I got paid $27 for my jury duty. Now, I think it was $12 to park and $15 for lunch. Yeah, I might have lost a few bucks. Okay, maybe I broke even. I don't know. Long story short, I'd rather have been there all day. And you know, unfortunately,
we missed you.
I try to get out of it. They said if you get called to a case, you could tell. The lady told me if you get called to a case, you could tell the bailiff and he could tell the judge. But other than that, there's nothing we can do for you. And I said, okay. I said,
well, here's the good thing though. Since you were there and you marked in your time, we talked earlier, and you can actually, if they call you before 2 years, tell them I served within 2 years, show them the date. They have it in the system, and they will excuse you for at least the next 2 years. So if it happens next year, which it could, you know how to make sure you let them know I've done my civic duty and I got to go do another civic duty.
Right. And I told Avery's, I said, I probably won't do jury duty again. I'll probably just write the letter, say I work, you know, too busy, blah, blah, blah. But I had the opportunity. I figured I'll try it. And this second time, and then it ruined my auctioneer school. So unfortunately, but there's, like you said, there's 4 times a year they do auctioneer school for the Walton School of Auctioneering. And I can't wait to be a part of it next time. And, you know, it's a great thing. You know, there's a future of this whole business. And what people don't realize, I mean, auctioneering, one, it's a profession. Okay. It's a profession, and it depends on the type of auctioneer, but like myself, I deal with a lot of people's possessions and money. Okay. Sometimes people will call me up and I'm taking all their stuff from their parents' house, and their parents might have been collecting this stuff or whatever for 70 years, 80 years. And this stuff was brought over from the old country or whatever else. And they're entrusting me. And that's why, you know, auctioneer is not like, oh, I'm just an auctioneer. That's why you got to go to school. And you have to have a bond and license and all this other stuff, because you're in charge of people's, it could be their whole livelihood, their whole life, their whole life savings tied up in some kind of collection, and they're going to give it to me. And if I am not if I'm an unscrupulous person, I could just walk away with it all, and these people's whole life savings and everything else. And that's why people don't understand. I mean, the auction profession, it's a profession. One is to protect people, help people. And there's a lot to it. And people don't realize the aspect. Feel like, oh, I mean, without auctioneers, a lot of stuff wouldn't happen. And that's why the United States government and the governments throughout the whole world, throughout all time, have used auctions to settle anything. If there's a house they take over, they put it up for auction. If they take somebody's Mercedes and their Ferrari and Lamborghini because they were selling drugs, all that stuff goes up for auction. They don't just put it up for sale on eBay. Okay. So that's why the auction method, and I mean, it's very huge. It's people always downgrade it, you know, the auction profession, downgrade and stuff. So a lot of people are like, oh, this, they really have no clue how huge and how much stuff actually goes through auction, from the meat that you eat to, I mean, all kind of, I mean, just go on and on and on. It's huge.
Yeah.
Well,
so I'm sorry. Go ahead, Conky.
I was going to say, speaking of like government auctions, people think people sort of liken that to a fire sale, but some of these, even the government auctions, I mean, they actually get pretty good money for this stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just giving it away, and it's not like nobody knows things are being auctioned off, because, you know, somehow I can't tell you how long it's been since I've seen an auction that wasn't, how should I put this? You would think that it would be one or two buyers, and next thing you know, you're competing with 100 other people. So somehow the word always gets out about these auctions, and things just seem to find their value. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was kind of going into the question I was going to ask, which is kind of something with it could have been the panel. I don't know if it would have came up because it was new auctioneers, but Rob always says something about where the highest, if you want to get the most money, where is it usually sold? To buy it now or an auction scenario?
Credit card. It's in the truck. Can you give her the Hales credit card?
So, like you said, and where do you get the highest dollar? If you ever hear somebody say, the new record for this item has been set, it's always at an auction.
Auction.
Yeah, it's always this artwork, this whatever it is. It's set a new record. This is the highest price ever sold for a comic book or a baseball card or a jersey or an autograph or what. It's always at an auction, and that's the great thing about auction. And all of us will say the same thing. Every auction, you always get surprised, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
And any time you see something that's a buy it now, it's always based off of somebody's calculation that started with an auction price.
True.
Yep. Or an emotional value as well, because it could be an auction price, but it depends on the auction. You know, some people they'll take the average and they'll look at, okay, well there's maybe 10 auctions, right? And each auction has its own, and that's where you really see who actually has a little bit of knowledge on trying to resell something. Because you think of it this way, if you're trying to sell it at the highest dollar amount, it's really, in my opinion, an emotional attachment trying to figure out that, you know, that dollar price.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm setting something as an auction or as a reseller in general, as a person that likes to find the treasures to pass on the deals, I'm going to start in the middle. I don't want to kill the price and tank it down below, but I don't want to max it out where basically I'm going to get the highest price. I want to give people the value that they can get something at a reasonable price, but it still has some value to it, you know, if I'm setting a buy it now. But with the auction scenario, like, I mean, the people set the fair market value, and Jeremy said it best in class, how nobody wants to be sold. I learned that with insurance. No one wants to be sold. I can't sell you insurance. What I can do is I can give you enough information for you to make a decision. And when that happens, that's how I made sales. If I tried to sell you, I got kicked out the house. I already, you know, and then people wonder why I didn't like going cold calling, knocking on doors and getting kicked out of offices, you know. I can't sell you. I got to show you what the differences are, give you the right information. And with the proper information, you'll, you know, it's going to sell. But that's my take. Jeremy had a better take than me. That's for sure. My take is insurance.
My take is I love this community. I love this industry. And I was blessed to be a part of investing in the future of the industry, but also investing in my friendship with Roy and Lisa. And I think one of the most encouraging things that Lisa was there with Roy. They are a team. And I love seeing that in the industry. But there were 2 females registered in class. And for those females to also see Lisa there, man, what an encouragement. It's a male-dominated industry, but that doesn't mean it needs to be. So to see 2 females, Sarah and Alice, were there, and for them to see Lisa was there as well. I got to tell you, that was so encouraging. It was amazing.
Actually, funny enough, I got to hear on the ride home kind of like conversations Lisa was having with Alice. Because, well, you saw Alice. She was like sucking up the information like a sponge, right?
Yes, big time.
She was also asking questions to learn more, you know, and being in the right place at the right time, like in front of the computer when, you know, we had to, I won't say we had to tell Dakota to move, but I mean, he was there for a minute and it's like, hey, let Alice sit there. She's looking over your shoulder. And, you know, yeah, the opportunity Alice had specifically, and I'm gonna say kudos to both of them. Sarah had some great questions, and Lisa being there helped out both. But I got to hear Lisa was definitely able to help Alice a lot with a lot of questions. So, because Alice had a lot, well, Sarah had a lot too. Don't get that wrong either, but Alice really like kind of built a little bond with Lisa.
Couple questions here. If you guys want to check these guys out,
and I know Lisa's in the audience. I'm sorry. So Lisa, if I'm wrong, just tell me I'm wrong and tell me to shut up.
But tomorrow, 7 o'clock, if you go to Whatnot and you look up What the Hales, right? Okay, he has a 7 o'clock tomorrow on Whatnot. Following right after that, about 8:30 or so, Conky Sales, but Conky with an E. You see that Conky there? Just add an E to there and put sales. Conky Sales on Whatnot. You can follow him tomorrow about 8:30, right after Jeremy. He'll be doing his Whatnot auction. And Roy, do you have a Whatnot auction coming up?
Sunday, I think.
So
we usually do Friday at 6 p.m., but we will not be traveling, so we are moving it to Sunday.
And so if you go on Whatnot and look up Avery's All In, right?
Same as YouTube, correct.
Same as YouTube. It's on Whatnot. And I'm assuming there's links probably on your guys' YouTube channels too?
Correct.
Your Whatnot page. So you guys can also go to the YouTube, go to Avery's, go What the Hales, go to Conky's, and you can probably find a link there. If not, you can send any of these guys an email. You can send me an email. Call me. Hey, what the heck? People call me all the time. And
you can call
hey, you know what Conky is? I love Conky. Can you tell me what Conky's thing is? This guy called me the other day, man. It was hilarious. I'm just like, he's like, at first he was taken back because he didn't think I would answer the phone, So he didn't know what to say. He probably had this whole thing in his head, like, I'm going to leave this awesome voice message, And then I answered the phone. It just ruined his whole day. I love watching your videos. And I'm like, I love you watching them. I appreciate that. And
Sunday at 5 p.m. is ours. And actually bringing up that scenario, there was a question in class. So if we may ask, or if I may ask, security-wise for you, Rob, like, what's your thought? You're trying to build a business. You have your information out there. People can call you. You answer the phone. What's your thought on security?
Well, my security is usually 45 caliber. So, but, security, I mean, obviously my business, we're fully have everything I got cameras everywhere. I got motion sensors and stuff like that. I have a full crew, guys, and most of my guys I don't think you would want to mess with. And we're all firearm trained. We have firearms readily available on site. So security at the building, we have that aspect covered. And myself, it's the world that we live in, but Jeremy and I, we both have the same kind of stupid strength. And I was telling someone today about that. This one guy a couple years ago came, one of the old high school buddies, and tried to mess with me. And I lifted him up and picked him upside down. His feet are in the air. And he was just like, "Holy, I didn't know you were so strong." I said, "The only thing I do is move stuff every day." Okay. I might not look strong, but let me tell you, I guarantee you I'm stronger than 90% of the people out there, unless you're a person that works out every day and everything else. That's about the only person to be stronger than me. But I guarantee you most of those people, they might be stronger, but I have endurance. I can work 8 hours straight, 9, 10 hours straight, just moving stuff, lifting, moving, carrying up, downstairs, blah, 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 blah. And like Jeremy said, like, a lot of these kids can't even hang.
Yeah.
I've had kids 18, 19 years old. The next day, they're too sore to work. So, but back to the auctioneers thing. I mean, obviously, all of us here love auctions, and that's why we're in Auctions Anonymous. And we try to give back what we can, and we try to give back to the community. And we're online, and it's easy for us to be a target. And all of us here, people will say things. It's so easy to say, "Oh, Rob, you found this in the unit. You should give this to blah, blah, blah." Or, and like Jeremy would say all the time, well, if you, instead of giving it, like they would say, "Hey, Rob, you found this Elvis thing. Give it to George." Well, why don't you guys buy it and then give it to George? They always, it's easy to tell people what to do with their stuff, right, and their money and everything else, and I don't know. It's a great community. I love what we do, but it's amazing what people will tell you sometimes, and the ideas they have for you, and I appreciate them all, but some of them, guys, I mean, come on.
Well, the other thing to consider is if it's an Elvis thing, George may already have it.
That's true. And we talked about security a lot because we talked about building a community with social media and building your community for your auctions, and how important security is for me personally because of what I've gone through in my life. And the reality is I would never live at Hales headquarters if I wasn't stalked, harassed, my life threatened, defamed, and the list goes on from these crazies. And from these crazies has jumped on more crazies and more crazies and more crazies, to the point where they even asked, I think it was Sarah asked, would you promote your phone number? And I shared very openly, never. But I'm also not promoting an auction house versus, what you guys do with pickups and auction houses. Like I just can't even fathom being Rob answering the phone and somebody on there going, hey, do you know Jeremy? How can I get in contact with Jeremy? What about Roy? I really want to meet Roy. Conky, I've got to touch his hair. Like, I would never, ever be okay with that. I don't know how Rob does it.
The best is when they're like, oh, I got to ask Jeremy a question. Can I have his phone number? Oh, hold on one moment here. Let me hand that to you. Would you like me to hand out your phone number too, person? How about you give me your email, your social security number, date of birth, your mother's maiden name?
I think I'd probably be like, hold on, wait a second. This is being recorded. Can I put that on YouTube? Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah.
So I definitely don't at this point give out the number, but I definitely can record conversations. So if people get slick, it's like, we'll record it, and it's just what it is. So I don't know. I don't like drama, but at the end of the day, I can't say that I back away from it either. So I'll record it and we can do what we do from there, or we just all can play fun.
See, Conky
here in the sandbox.
He doesn't even got to worry about it because he's got that hair. I mean, Conky looks like Superman with that hair. I mean,
Roy,
and Mickey Mouse with the nice little ears.
Yeah,
I got to tell him what you do, because what you do is genius, literally genius. So Roy shared with the class, hey, we use a Google Voice number for our contact number, and we can immediately start recording if things get out of line or out of hand. And I was like, man, that is just so genius, so genius. And here's the other aspect of auctions and auctioneers. This community is very niched and very tight. You do something stupid to a long-standing, respectful auctioneer, guess who else is going to know? Every single other auctioneer. Like, don't do stupid stuff. Like, these are like Mark. Mark is a staple. He's the GOAT in Ohio for auctioneers. Knows everybody at every other auctioneer school. Knows every auctioneer. They went through his class.
And he's been a part of the Ohio Auctioneer Association and the National Auctioneer Association probably for 25, 30 years.
Yeah. So it's a tight niche. It's a tight niche, and it's an incredible community. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
It's a really tight, real tight. And I mean, I know all these different auctioneers, and then I have auctioneers that'll call me. I might not know them, but hey, Rob, they'll call me sometimes about bidders, for example, because as Roy would know and stuff, like there would be like flags would show up about bidders and things, and they'll say, oh, I see them. They bought stuff for you before, or they were, blah, 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 or you might have been the one that banned them. So,
yeah.
Yep. Seen that.
Rob banned somebody. Is basically what that's saying is, I don't want your money. What do you think? What do you think somebody has to do for Rob not to want their money? You know what I mean?
There's a few out there, trust me.
But remember, Conky, you as a business owner, you don't have to accept everybody's money, and not everybody's money is good money. And what I mean by that, There are people who bring drama. There are people who bring problems. There are people who bring just a list of things you don't want in your life with their money. Send them somewhere else. We don't have to serve them. You don't have to serve them. And so not all money is good money. I want the good money. I want the good people. And it's not even that I want their money. I want that community that we build together. And so that's the fun of this all. And I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and there's times there's people, and the nice thing is you can say yes or no to their things. Like I had a lady one time, not very long ago, and I was selling a bunch of quilts at this house. And I put vintage quilts in the title. Well, she bought a bunch of quilts. She wanted her money back for the one. Well, all the quilts are good except for these 3. She said they're not vintage. I said, ma'am, those are vintage quilts. They are not vintage quilts. Da, da, da. I said, ma'am, vintage quilts are 20 years older or older. Okay.
Yep.
Well, that might be vintage to you, but that's not vintage to me. I said, well, ma'am, that's the definition of vintage. I'm not going to argue with what you say is vintage. Only thing I'm telling you, the definition of vintage is 20 years or older. Okay. These things are all 20 years or older. Well, I apologize, ma'am. If I made a mistake, I'd be happy to give you your money back. I cannot give you your money back because you bought something and you don't agree with what vintage is. You think it's older than it should be older than 20 or 30 years. That's not my problem. Okay. Just like if I said something's antique, it's 101 years old. Well, you think it should be 200 years old. Well, that's not what an antique is. Okay. So I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. And then when some people are like, well, you should just give her money back. The customer's not always right. That customer is completely wrong. We did everything right. I'm the one that cataloged it. So I know if one of my guys cataloged it, I would have done a little bit more research. But I cataloged it. I know it's vintage. Their parents bought these quilts. They bought them 20-some years ago. And they've been sitting in a box. So I don't even know how old they are. But I know they were bought over 20 years ago. So I know they're vintage. But those are little things, and we deal with. That's like nothing compared to some other aspects of stuff that we have to deal with. But it's just like stupid things like that. And having the power sometimes to say, hey, like Jeremy just said, you don't want everybody's money. Not everybody's money is good money.
Right.
And if they're going to be a problem or an issue or anything else, and there's just some people, they like to cause drama or problems or an issue. They want it every time. And sometimes they just do it trying to get stuff for free. And when I worked in the hotel industry, we had people that would be red flag. They go around the whole country and get free hotel rooms, get free dinners, get free comp stays, get free tickets. Because the only thing to do is come in and complain. And they know if we stay at a fancy enough hotel, they're going to just go here.
We'll comp it.
We'll comp it. Yep. And I'm not going to comp your stuff just because you're not intelligent enough to make, you're going to sit there. Oh, it's not vintage. If I said it's new in the box and it's open, it's not new in the box. Here's your money back. I apologize. We made a mistake. And I'll be the first one. I mess up all the time. I make mistakes all the time. I'm not too big of a person to say, I'm always right.
If I made a mistake, we'll definitely refund them. But, there are times where I know we'll refund them against my better judgment or my better thoughts, because I'll get ready to rip into somebody sometimes. And Lisa be like, all right, she'll jump in like, okay, let's smooth this over. But yeah, the customer isn't always right. But sometimes, I will say sometimes what's going to be good for business if it's a good customer, but not everybody's money is good money. That's definitely for sure. Because there's too many headaches. That's for sure.
And that one person can ruin the entire, Roy came on and said, this is entertainment. Auction is entertainment. That one person can ruin all the entertainment and all the fun for 1,000 other people. Yep. It is not worth keeping that one person who wants to push every line, who wants to try and get away with everything, just get rid of them. Get rid of them. And so the other 1,000 people have the greatest time, entertainment, community, the whole deal.
And you don't want to be. I remember this one auctioneer. I used to do I helped him out here and there. And there's one guy that bought all this stuff. He was a big time buyer, but he would bounce checks. And there was always an issue with the money. Okay. Sometimes you wait 2 weeks to get the money and stuff. And he would buy stuff at my auctions. And at a point, I just had to cut him off. I'm just like, I'm done. And it was tough because he was such a huge, huge, huge buyer. But the thing is, like, sometimes you just got to say, hey, and guess what? I was like, oh, I lost that buyer. Other people filled the void.
Yep.
Other
There's
people
always somebody else.
And it might have hurt for a little bit, but you get past it. And then It's so great, and I didn't have to worry about, am I going to get paid, or is this check going to go through this time? You know.
Well, the thing you have to think about, I guess you don't have to worry about this so much in the online auctions because the other buyers don't necessarily know when another bidder doesn't pay. But I remember going to some of the live in-person auctions and bidding on stuff and being outbid and going back the next week, and that stuff I bid on is still sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, now wait a minute. Somebody out. I walked into this building willing to spend a certain amount of money on this, and somebody said they'd spend more. Why is it sitting here? You know what I mean? And there's been a couple times where I that's happened where I've not wanted to go back to that auction house.
I will say from our side of the coin, at least, it is very recognizable to the point that in certain scenarios, a lot of scenarios, like we don't repost stuff because of the scrutiny of bidders and the sellers. I mean, we're in a contract and it's like, okay, somebody paid, but they didn't pick up. We actually had a consignor following us for several months, and finally we found our own item that we sold on eBay, and they finally said, look, I've basically been tracking your stuff, and I think you're selling your consignor's stuff or your buyer's stuff. And I mean, so I as people don't see it right up front to know, I think on the back end, I won't say I think, I know that we have a lot of people that really do track that, and they're like, oh, they recognize buyers. We all, I know definitely with Second Sense, you know, we have a lot of the same buyers, especially now being on high bid, but even before a high bid. So because of the live scenario of the locality of estate sales, for example. But they know, they do. On the back end, it doesn't seem like it would be that way, but I can't speak for Rob, but we have a lot of buyers that will tell us they shop everywhere and they meet other buyers and they know other buyers. And when we sell something again, they know. So, and it's not just the buyers, but the consigners too. So.
Oh, Santa Claus.
Hey, Travis.
Is he Santa Claus this year? No, I'm just joking.
What you doing, Willis? What's
Travis
up?
is he comes in on a dirt bike.
Wow, Santa.
Yeah, Santa jumps the ramp. Hey, kids! Merry Christmas!
He's doing a lot of work for Christmas in the Creek, that's for sure. He's busy. He may be doing more work than Santa's doing in preparation for Christmas.
I can believe it. Travis
So how close are you guys to being ready and prepared? I know it's
are you ever really ready and prepared? So
No.
You already know that answer. So
so all of the we are so blessed that some of the most precious people we've ever met from this community are here volunteering on their own dime, their own time. They're just beautiful people with generous hearts, and they're working very hard to prep for Christmas in the Creek. They got all the toys set up and displayed today. Tomorrow is decorations for the festival and for Christmas in the Creek. And also Aunt Patty, like you might have, there's just people coming in and out. So I've been kind of talking to people in and out, nonverbal, with hands and things like that. And you might have heard me say, hey, the credit card, da 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 da. Aunt Patty's picking up apples and oranges tomorrow for the Hudson sisters, for the paper bag gifts of candy and nuts and fruit for all the kids. And there's just a lot going on, but I'm confident we will be ready regardless if we're ready Saturday at 10 a.m. And whether we get everything done or not, the kids are never going to know. The kids are just going to have the greatest time of their lives. And so that's the important thing. Anybody who would be foolish to interrupt, and there have been lots of talk out there about interrupting this event for the kids. Anybody would be foolish enough to be that. Levy County Sheriff, and I do want to share with people, Levy County Sheriff will have a booth there, have officers on patrol the entire time, making sure this is a safe environment, not only for the kids, but for all adults and all participants and all attending. And it's going to be a great time, and it's for the kids. It's truly for the kids. And so whether we're 100% all, if we got everything done that we wanted to get done, they won't know. All they care about,
How many kids do you think you're going to get this year?
a lot.
I know last year you had a line down the whole street.
Oh man, it was wild. So this year, because we learned from last year, we are going all day from 10 to 5. And so you can come at any time from 10 to 5, and it's a full festival in the town. It's going to be an incredible time.
And you will not run out of toys.
There are more toys. And here's what I told everybody today. I want every single toy gone this year. I want to buy all fresh, brand new toys next year. Like, I give it all away. Give it all away. Now, there are a ton of toys, and there's going to be a ton of kids. And I'm hoping like crazy we have the opportunity to give every single toy away.
I know you got a lot of toys. I mean, the one guy dropped off 4 boxes of toys in my building for it. So
Yep.
I just know
And
that,
those
that
toys
one
are set
box there's I don't even know. There's probably a couple hundred toys just in those 4 boxes.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
It's kind of like passing out Halloween candy, though. You gotta gauge the crowd with the number of toys you have and take it from there.
So last year we did 5 toys per kid, and we'll probably do 5 toys per kid again. And there's been some talk of, well, what if we have a lot of toys left at the end? Can we just tell the kids take as many as you want? I'm like, well, that's not really fair for the other kids. Not that it's about being fair. It's about the Christmas spirit. It's about giving. But I would love it if we had every kid show up and take every single toy home and just having a tremendous Christmas.
And
Because
you do have some left over. Maybe you can just drop them off at the like a children's hospital or something.
Well, and we'll save if there's left over. I mean, those are all great ideas. You can drop them off at other places. We'll save them for next year. There will be another Christmas in the Creek. And so, but the whole point of why we give gifts at Christmas, and I think we lose this a lot, and I realize everybody doesn't share my faith. The reason we give gifts at Christmas is because we're celebrating the greatest gift ever given to us, the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who saves us from our sins. And we're celebrating his birthday. And that gift is so precious that we honor it by giving gifts to others. I mean, how could we ever give enough gifts with all that God has given us? And so I want to be faithful in that. And I would love, we talked last year about doing Christmas in the Creek in Florida and Ohio, and based on financial constraints because of legalities and legal fees, we weren't able to do that this year. But I would love to partner with you guys and be able to do that next year and do Christmas in the Creek South and Christmas in the Creek North, and us continue to reach out and be a blessing to others. I mean, that would just make my heart so happy.
Christmas in the Cuyahoga.
Christmas in the Valley.
There you go.
Christmas at Conky's. Oh wait.
Well, and listen what Roy already said too. Roy's talking about charity auction for the Haven. You could tie these things in even, and man, I mean,
there's a lot.
We have such a precious community, and
what we could do for it and provide is amazing.
Especially when you have impact on the incoming auctioneers and their businesses as well, and you're investing in them and you're encouraging them to be good stewards and to help others as well. This is just, I mean, what an opportunity. What an opportunity.
Oh, I'd agree, definitely. So the Haven Home,
Yeah.
I mentioned, that's actually off East 55th. And the Haven Home is for homeless women and children. But the community they're rebuilding in a impoverished area, right? So like the idea of being able to expand it, and it's right basically on the property with the church, who's trying to rehabilitate the area. They're buying up property to help bring in people to build up the city. That's the best I can explain it. But that is something that I know we definitely have strong ties to, that we want to try and build. So who knows, maybe next year that could be an opportunity to even start something where we can start an annual thing, at least for Avery's All In. If everybody's interested, I mean, you know, pulling people in to help, you know, build and you know, help with inner city children. That's kind of one of my big things. But I talk offline a little bit more about why. But yeah, and then on top of that, the new auctioneers coming in, I mean, just having the opportunity just to talk, even my little part, like, I know I don't have as much experience as Rob, and I know with social media, you know, I don't have as much experience as Jeremy, but at the same token, just like when you really look at where we're going, like if you're an auctioneer, and a lot of auctioneers in these new classes are really focusing on the future of online, understanding community, social media, auctioneering, entertainment, having fun, doing what's right for the clients, being just ethical and moral about what you're trying to do and accomplish. Like, I mean, how could you not want to be a part of helping bring that in too? So like, I don't know, just, you know, I'm sorry.
No, that's great. You
I'm
said a
just
lot
thinking,
of good
like,
points there. And that's one of the things about being an auctioneer. And unfortunately, there's a lot. I shouldn't say that. There's auctioneers out there like any other business. They're unethical. They're unprofessional. They shouldn't be auctioneers. Just like there's people that shouldn't be police officers. There's people that shouldn't be in the military. People that shouldn't be teachers. Shouldn't be coaches. And there's always going to be those people that fall through. And unfortunately, those people, you know, people run in those experiences, and they talk about the bad experiences more than they will talk about the good experiences. And, you know, it's great because I'm dealing with the family right now. I got a house I got to clean out. I'm going to clean out tomorrow. I cleaned out the father. I sold stuff from him, and he passed away. And then the mother contacted me after he passed away. I sold some more stuff for the family. And then I sold stuff for the daughter. And now she contacted me because her ex-husband passed away, and the house has to be sold, and the money's going to her son and everything else. But it's like, I've helped this family out. This is the 4th or 5th time I've helped different people in the family out. And I mean, it's a great, satisfying thing. And other people are like, man, Rob, I can't believe it. It's like, you know, it's awesome that they keep calling you. Well, it's, you know, I'm providing a service. I help them out, and they know they can trust me. You know, they can know if I come in there, I'm going to tell them something. I'm not going to sit there and tell them blow smoke or whatever else you want to do. And that's one thing I like to be about auctioneer. I'm a little bit different than some auctioneers, but I'll be the first person. I'll come in and tell you exactly what I think it's going to be worth, how it's going to sell. And because some auctioneers will come in there and tell you everything you want to hear, and they'll take the stuff and they don't care what it sells for. Yeah. You know, and just because they don't care. I rather come in there and be honest with the people. Like, listen, I could sell all this stuff, but I don't think it's going to bring that much money. Maybe you should donate it or find a different avenue maybe to sell it. And, you know, I'll be open and honest, or I might not be the right person to sell this. You know, there's things and things like that. And some people be like, I couldn't believe you would ever do that. But I have so much to sell. I have so many opportunities, you know, and like I tell people all the time when I go and do contracts, I'm like, listen, if you want to choose me, that's awesome. But don't feel obligated. Don't feel like I'm here right now. You got to say, yeah, I want you. You know, you could think about it overnight. I'm the least, like Roy said, no one wants to be sold. Yep. Okay, I'm not there to sell you. I have a service that I can provide. If you want to utilize my services, great. If you don't, you can find someone else. That's awesome too. And it's not, I don't kind of hurt my feelings. I mean, a couple of times there's some things I really wanted to sell. And I didn't
I bet. That recently happened to us, but you know, it happened.
Those are the worst, aren't they?
Yeah.
Gets you. But you can't win every battle. You're not going to win every time you go and do a deal. You're not going to always sign a contract with that person.
No. And sometimes you got to walk away from them, no matter how much you want to help them.
True.
Talking about walking away.
Yeah, watch it.
There he goes.
I don't know if that was walking away though.
No.
That's kind of
that was more like it. Yeah.
He could at least stood up. Would have been better for the whole. Okay, walking away.
And like actually walked away.
All right, I'm walking away. Yeah,
I'm walking away right now. Oh wait, that's Larson.
Would you want to see me run? I'm walking away. No.
So,
But
yeah, I mean, I can't wait to be part of the next auctioneer school if you're welcomed back by Mark. And then, this weekend, like I said, I have an auction this Saturday, live auction, 9 and 10
can't believe
o'clock.
we're gonna miss it.
Avery's going to miss it. What the Hales is going to miss it. That means whoever comes like Conky, good deals. Like I told Roy, you're not going to be there. It's going to be a $30,000 unit. Conky's going to buy for $20. He's going to make 30 grand. And
we're all going to have to watch it on his channel.
you're all going to have to go to Conky's Flippin' Adventures to see this unbelievable unit he got.
I've been waiting to get myself a Tonka truck, a fire truck. This big.
Oh, right. Oh man, I meant to call you about that.
That's
because I was expecting last weekend. I just thought about that yesterday. Like, man, I need to call Conky and say I'm not going to be there. You know what? We can figure out lunch. How's that?
There you go.
This is a good question. What kind of percentage do you take? Now, people ask me this all the time. Okay, it would be easy to say, okay, this is what percentage I take. It depends on the situation. Everything's different. Okay,
yep. It's all negotiable.
First, if I'm Roy will say the same thing. Am I going to do it on site, or do I have to move everything to my facility? If I do it on site, it's going to cost less than if I have to move everything. And I'm a commission based only. I charge no other fees. I just charge a flat commission. That commission can range anywhere. Typically, it's 35 up to 50%. And some people are like 50%. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you charge that much. Blah blah blah. Let me explain a few things. One, as I take care of setting up, pickup, advertising, shipping, everything. Okay, number one. Number two is I'm a professional auctioneer. 3 is I have a large following of people. I've been doing it for a long time. Typically, I get a higher dollar than most other people that sell the items. Okay, so, and I tell people this all the time. For example, this auctioneer is charging me 20%. You're going to charge me 40%. Let's just say that's twice as much. Okay. I'm going to sell for $100. He's going to sell for $40. Well, guess what? 20% of $40. That's not too bad, but I sold it for $100. I'm getting 40% of 100. You're going to make more money. Even though my commission's higher, I'm getting a higher dollar amount. You get more money.
Yep.
But some people can't understand that concept because the only thing they get caught up on this commission. That's great. That guy's charging no money because guess what? He's putting no money, no energy or effort into it. My guys, they're going to do a detailed description. It's not going to say Hot Wheel cars or a pack of cars. Okay. It's going to say
one picture.
Batman, Hot Wheel, 5-pack, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's going to have a description. There's going to be multiple pictures. Those pictures are not just going to be, they're going to be professionally taken. They're going to be professionally cropped. Okay. The stuff is going to be professionally shipped. If you come to pick it up, it's going to be professionally brought to you. It's just the things that people don't understand. There's difference between anything out there. You go to a restaurant. Well, why does McDonald's only charge $5 for a hamburger? And then I go to Five Guys and they charge $10 for a hamburger. Well, have you had a Five Guys hamburger and a McDonald's hamburger? There's a difference.
Yeah.
And it's quality. Okay. Just like anything else. Roy and I, we provide a better service, a better quality of service than most auction companies out there. Okay. We also do a lot more. And that extra energy, that's why we charge higher percentage than a lot of other people because we put more into it. And us putting more into it means you get more out of it.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to say, go ahead, Ray.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, last thing I want to say, people always get caught up. Well, what are you going to start it for? How much are you going to start it at? I'm starting it at $1. How you start? You should listen. If it's a gold coin, it's not going to sell for $1. If it's a Hot Wheel red line that's, watermelon, Mustang, it's not going to sell for $1 at auction, ladies and gentlemen. There's stuff out there, silver coin. I could just put coin and one little picture of it and throw it in the middle of auction, and that thing's going to sell for what a silver coin should sell for. Okay?
Because people are going to look through them and find it. The other thing is we want to create the fact that we're not selling you and you're getting a value from it. Everybody wants to know they're getting a deal. So I know for us specifically, that's why we try to keep things at $1. And when we do reserves, there are stipulations to reserves. There are some negative and positive things to it, but I always tell people we want to make sure if it has to have a reserve, but you want it to go, it's got to be something obtainable, because at the end of the day, most reserves, and I tell our clients right up front, like most reserves, I would say probably 95% or higher don't sell. So if we put a reserve on something, just be prepared that you're going to keep it, but you're still going to have a fee because it didn't sell. Because at the end of the day, we want to do the best we can to make this item sell. We're going to give you the best advice. Sometimes the emotional strings and attachments are greater than what the value really is for it. And as Rob said, everything's on commission. So for us, it's on the back end. So we go in up front. The reason it's on the back end is because that says we are going to work hard for you. We're going to picture it. We're going to make sure we do everything to advertise it, market it, get the right people in to look at it. And when it does sell, for us, we try to keep a specific commission. However, everything is negotiable. But at the end of the day, we have 2 photographers that help us out, and then time and labor for Lisa and I, we don't even factor that in. So out of our commission comes everything else, unless it's something egregious that it's like, there's no way we can bring that out of our commission. Like if you need a dumpster after we're done, our commission split is reasonable enough that we can cover everything, but we're not going to cover the dumpster. We're going to negotiate either there's some way we're either splitting the cost or you're covering the cost, or we had one person say they wanted us to put it in the newspaper. And I'm sorry, not too many people read the newspaper for an auction. So those are scenarios. I mean, everything's negotiable, but we're going to do everything up front to do everything we can to make the most we can so everybody wins.
And that's a good point. You just said, like, for example, they want to put them in the newspaper. Okay. I've had people tell me, oh, advertise this, advertise this. Okay. Unfortunately, I mean, newspaper is a dead form of advertising, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to be the person to break this all to you. I just remember when I moved to this house about 15 years ago, I take the dog for a walk, my old dog, bless his soul. And I just remember seeing all the newspapers in the neighborhood. Now I take a walk on a Sunday, I might see 1 or 2 houses in the whole neighborhood. It used to be 60, 70 houses, all newspapers. Now I'm lucky to see 2 with the newspaper. And that's how much time's changed. I mean, the newspaper, in a few more years, there won't be any newspapers.
I didn't think there was now. I haven't seen a newspaper in.
Yeah. There's still the Wall Street Journal. There's still the USA Today. There's still the Plain Dealer.
Depending on what you are marketing or advertising for, it could be a benefit, but telling somebody you're selling something is definitely, in my opinion, not a benefit to put an ad in the newspaper.
Willis, a newspaper is that stuff you put underneath, like if you get a puppy or a cat,
or you got to roll it up.
Yeah.
No, not in the house.
I'll share a quick story about what you guys were talking about a little bit earlier. Years ago, I went to one of the Hartville the Hartville flea market auctions, where one of the founders of the Hartville flea market passed away. They had 3 auctions. One was salt and pepper shakers. I forget what the other one was, but the third one was sports cards and toys. And I'm probably telling a bit of a fish story. I forget exactly what I spent. I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $6,500, $7,000. But this was a little over 20 years ago. Okay. And some of the sports cards we bought, one of them was it was a Michael Jordan card. And one of my business associates at the time suggested that we list it for $99 on eBay, starting bid of $99. And it sat there for a week and didn't go anywhere. Nobody bid. We relisted it for 99 cents and it sold for $102.50.
It's true. And
somebody
that's one thing. Go ahead, Con.
Somebody could have bought it the week before for $99.
And why did it sell the first time and not the second time?
Well, because nobody wants to pay any more than anybody else is going to pay.
And the thing is, you started at $1, for example, okay? Everyone and their brother will be like, man, they got this curved flat screen TV and it's $1. I can just put that anywhere. I'll bid too. And then that night, then they get outbid. And then it becomes, oh man, you know, and
that's my TV.
Right, they get ownership
Yeah.
or something of the item. They feel like, oh, you know, and then, oh, how dare you outbid me?
Yep.
And they get caught up in an auction. And once again, like Rory was saying earlier, that's why the highest prices always get set at auction. And you could have that same item sell in the next auction and it never go for as much money, or it might go for twice as much. It's just how it works at an auction. If you have 2 people that day that really want it, sky's the limit. So how much they're willing to spend.
I equate that to emotional.
Yes, very
so
emotional.
In class I explain, so I love playing poker. I'll just say it like that. To the point where I read several poker books to be able to sit at a table in the casino and not be a fish or considered a fish. Let's put it that way. The thing I think of when I'm looking at these scenarios is you want eventually something that may be common sense to become emotional, because when it's emotional, I think people are willing to pay more. And I attribute that to even our buying. And Lisa and I, years ago, I broke it down to, why is it we can pay more for something we want personal than something we want to resell? And it's the emotional side of it. You value it more. I mean, and that's what we try to do, find those items that people are going to value more. And it's not about making the most money, but it's just, there are items that should go for more than $1, and you know they will. So you start them at $1, and it may bring in people that will look through your sale and may buy more things. Now they may buy more things at $1, but that one thing that they really want is in there, and they're going to help, you know, increase the value of that sale in general.
You made a good point too, is that you start everything at $1. Okay. You bring people into the auction and they might come in and bid on 20, 30 items.
Yeah.
I bid $1, $2, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, and this happens to Roy and I all the time. Then people will buy stuff. They might never show up and pick up their item. They pay for their item, but they bought one item for $1. Well, they bid on 20 things. The item they really wanted, they didn't get. And then they got one item they didn't even. I'm not even going to show up and pick it up because it's not even worth my time.
They pay the invoice, and you're like, "What the hell?"
$5 when I wanted the other 20 items and I didn't get any of them.
Oh man!
So it's just
happens all the time. All the time. And at the end of the pickup, you know, when whatever your pickup time is or days, because I know Rob does more, like you do, like what Monday through Wednesday from your Saturday auctions, right? And I know because we don't have as many people to help out with that, like we have specific times we set aside, right? But at the end of those pickups, you know, when it's sitting there, you can just go look at the cost and you're like, oh, they paid $2 for it. They're not coming. I mean, you don't even have to think twice. You don't have to whatever. You just know, put it aside. They're not going to come. And if they show up, you'll be surprised. But, you know, oh, they live 2 hours away and they only paid $1 for this. No. You haven't heard from them. They didn't say ship it. They didn't communicate at all. They paid the invoice, you know. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. And I've sort of done this with like my eBay sales back when I used to list things on eBay. Do you put any science into the order of things you list with that in mind?
You would have to ask Lisa that question better than me, because I'm more like list it and sell it, you know. That's just like somebody asking me in class, the last class, do you do research before you list a product on your auctions? Is like, I mean, it's online. I mean, as long as I take the right pictures, the tags, the model number, all the information for you to know that it's what you're really looking at, and it's in the pictures and in the description, or a little bit of both, and you do the research and actually read the description and look at all the pictures. If I did my job that way, I don't have to look it up. In the same token, yeah, if I do my job right, which is making sure I provide you with the right information, everything else is not relevant to me. It doesn't have to be in the front of the sale. It doesn't have to be at the end of the sale. I don't really care. We could put the best product of the sale on the last lot. I guarantee the person's going to find it that wants to buy it, and they're going to spend the money on it.
But I guess here was more my motivation for asking that question. Because as a buyer, when I buy things on HiBid, for example, and I know I've got to travel a good distance to get what I'm going to pick up. And I've traveled. I mean, I've gone to Pennsylvania to pick things up. If there's something I really want in the auction, and there's 5 things I sort of want in front of it and 5 things I sort of want behind it, I won't bid on those first 5 things. I'll let them go. If I can get the one in the middle, I'll buy it, and then I'll buy everything else after that.
To me, it's cost of average. But
I will not bid on the first 5 things.
So when I used to set up the auctions, I always like to set up the auctions with some good stuff in the beginning. Some draw pieces. Like usually I like the first 10, 20 lots. I always like to set. When I was setting up the auctions, I always like to have some of the best items in the auction. Now, my business partner always like, oh, the best item you shouldn't have at the first lot because some people might not be in the auction, blah, 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 you know. Now, with online auction, stuff's up there for a week, 2 weeks at a time. Like Roy said, you put it up there, the people will find it, and no one's going to educate you more than what it's worth than your customer.
True.
Okay.
I do want to point out, Lisa actually said, I will tell you, she puts thought into it. She, like Rob said, she wants the first 20, 30 lots saved for the best items of the sale. So,
and that's how I was. Now, yeah. I don't set up the auctions anymore. So sometimes I'm like, I look at stuff and Shane has, okay, well, let's go. Let's see how it goes, And the other day I'm going through some lots and I'm just like, it's tough because I'm like, okay, this should have been described this way. This should have been photoed this way. And I'm going through and then I'm going, and I want to sit down with the guys and stuff. And I took some screenshots and then I get too busy and always forget, like, for me, I think I'm great at describing items and everything like that. My thing is, like, my guys, sometimes they put too much thought into it. First of all, like, if something's new, my thing is if it's new, it should be in the first thing in the description should say new. Okay. That's my opinion. I could be wrong there. But if it's, a brand new blender, it's great you put all this information about the blender and everything else, but if it doesn't say new in the title and they're just looking at a box, they don't know if it's new or if it's open or not. I mean, they got to look at all the pictures. People are lazy. Some people never click on the item itself besides the bid. They'll just look at that one picture and read the description, and that's it. I'm not like that, but there's people out there like that,
Yeah.
So
it's actually kind of funny. I actually tell our photographers, I don't want them to say it's new.
If it's new.
And the only reason why is because I want a picture, show what it is, and sometimes we've had boxes that look new and we didn't open the box and say Correct. It was new. And that was the other thing, like, you get to, if you have goals, and for us, we really were doing A to Z at that point too, but getting hit with, we got all this we got to do, and then oh, it looks new and everything looks great, and then you don't check everything and something's missing, and then we get the call.
And that's the fault. That's not the fault is not the item's fault. That's the person that described it. The thing is, if it's a new item, you shouldn't be afraid to put new if it's new.
Right.
You're afraid to put new because people are putting new and they're not checking the item. And that's happened to me before. I had the guy sold something. It's new in the box. He never even opened the box. It's not even what's in the box.
Right.
There was something else in the box. And that's like the thing. But my thing is, if it's sealed, there's times I don't want them to put new just to, like Roy, because the thing is, you don't want to say it's new and it's not new. And then it's like, now I got to refund this guy his money, But if it's new sealed, like this, new, okay. But, this may not have to put new, but there's certain items, like the picture does not say it. You cannot, from the picture, know it's new or not. That's the only issue I have with some items. I was looking, I can't remember what it was yesterday. It was some kind of appliance or something like that, a little appliance or something. But the pictures you did not know if it was new or not new. And I know it's brand new in the box. And I know if they knew it's new, certain items, if they know it's new, they're going to sell for more money because some people just, a new blender is going to sell for more money than a used blender. A new refrigerator is going to sell for more money than a used refrigerator. So certain things are always going to sell for more new.
Yeah.
But once again, as Rory just said, you got to be careful because there's times you get things, oh, you think it's new, or, oh, it's, the box has been opened. Now it's not new anymore. Or, oh, it's new in the box. Oh, the instructions are missing.
Right. Anything they can find I won't say anything that can be found, but sometimes you just have to be careful because ideally we want to do our best. We want to make sure we're passing on a great deal. But at the end of the day, a lot of what we do is pulling like the majority of our revenue, which is funny. Like our YouTube channel doesn't even reflect the fact that the majority of what we do is helping people. And we've gotten a few comments saying we're like bottom feeders. And it's like, just because you saw a video of a storage unit, people don't realize, I mean, that's the YouTube part that works for us. The store, the estate sales and all the other stuff we really do that generates the majority of our revenue, like people don't watch it. So because people don't watch it, it doesn't always get up there, but people don't realize how much we actually help families, especially when a loved one passes, like having to deal with, those scenarios and emotional ties on top of, now this picture frame has to sell for $20, even though it's like a $2 item because it was my mom's and it was from my grandma who passed it on, little things like that. It's just crazy.
And unfortunately, Roy and I cannot sell emotional value.
Nope.
Or sentimental value has no value for us.
You almost have to, if it's that much of a sentimental value, don't you just suggest that they keep it?
I do.
Yep.
Keep it.
If everything is so, actually, when we talk about estate sales, so in the class on Wednesday, I pointed out how, so I did the class in June for 2 weeks. Lisa and I were planning on our 5th wedding anniversary mid-July, so we cleared our calendar to be out of town. We had some other plans for a vehicle that didn't work out because we needed to upgrade the vehicle. I'm going to try and still put out that video, but we didn't end up taking our trip. So we cleared our calendar for July for this vacation for our anniversary. And when it didn't happen, we ended up turning down trying to find business to run auctions in July. We turned down at least 8 people because there's several different reasons, but one of the big ones, if there's a lot of emotional ties, meaning everything has to sell because there's an emotional value to it, we will actually say, you're not ready for us to come in and do what we do. And it really becomes invaluable for all of us, because I'm going to say we have to, I tell people my biggest line when that happens, the question is, are you looking to liquidate and clear everything out, or are you looking to get the most you can? And it's a double-edged sword because everybody wants the most they can, right? But it's really 2 different thinkings. And that's what I tell people when that happens. Like, the difference of the thinking is, if you're ready to liquidate, I mean, you don't care. We're getting everything out of here. We're going to clear the house. And because the money's in the property, usually it's in the house, the real estate. It's not in the chattels that are in the house. That's average, estate sales. What would you say, Rob? I know we average around maybe 3,500 to 5,000 for.
I was going to say, I mean, most houses, to be honest with you, most people think they have all this value of stuff in their house. I would say most houses, you're looking at $5,000 worth of stuff after the family took the jewelry and the coins and all the good stuff and the firearms and blah, blah, blah. And
so the value's in the house, not the chattels. So, but if you want to get the most that you can, then that means you're telling me I got to reserve this, I got to reserve that. And at the end of the day, I put a lot of energy in. We bring in people. We have people that help with photography and cataloging, and no one's going to get paid because the emotional tie says that you want everything to be at a certain price. That's where that whole double-sided coin is. We'll get the most that we can for you and generally do right. But if you're willing to let us come in and do what we know we need to do, which is take the emotional strings out of all of it. Sorry.
No, you're 100% right. And what you said is what I try to tell people all the time. People have no clue the cost of holding a property. Okay. And I just told this to the people I'm cleaning out the house for. January's coming up.
Yep.
As soon as those tax bills come out, Rory's phone and my phone will be getting calls. Because all these people are sitting on grandma's house, uncle's house, sister's house, brother's house, whoever's house it is. That first tax bill comes in for $2,000 or $3,000. I don't want to pay $2,000 or $3,000 out of my pocket. Right. Okay. Oh, guess what? You got a water bill every month. You got the insurance. You got the taxes. You got the electricity. You got the gas bill. Were you going to have the house no heat in the wintertime? Let all the paint peel? All the pipes freeze? I mean, so anyone out there, if you get a house, I'm just telling you this right now, as a professional, if you get a house full of stuff, sell the stuff, whatever, get rid of the stuff and then sell the property, or sell the property with all the stuff. The property is where the money's at. Don't waste all your time for $5,000 worth of stuff or $10,000 worth of stuff when you're sitting on $250,000, $300,000 property. The property taxes are $2,000 to $3,000 every 6 months. I'm just going to hold it for a year. I've just spent $6,000 of property taxes because I'm worried about $5,000 worth of stuff in the house. Okay, so sorry, Roy, but very good points he's making.
So when you guys, one more question, and then I think is Roy muted?
Roy,
we can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, unplugged maybe. Nope, can't. Oh, hold on. Oh, I think I muted him. Hold on, Roy. I think it's my fault. Oh. No? It says you're muted, Roy, but I can't unmute you. It says their mic isn't connected. There he goes. No, it says you're connected now. Hold on.
How about now?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We can hear you.
So what I was saying is kind of like storage units. People say, they hold it for a year, but life goes on, and next thing you know, 10 years later, they still have this house. Actually, we're working with somebody that will finally be going in the house after the new year, and doing a estate sale in a property. But they've had it for so long because they just put off because of the emotional strings and attachment. It's just interesting how things work. Everybody has the best intentions. And that's another thing. Like I always tell people when it comes to, especially like if we're doing a sale, like we don't want the potential or the particular person that contacts us, for example, bidding on the items, because part of it is we get people that say, hey, look, I think this should go for this amount of money. And when it's not, then they want to bid it to where it gets to that amount of money, thinking they're going to buy it back because it's undervalued. And then next thing you know, they don't know where that bidder is going to go. It's over the value they want. So then they stop bidding. So that's one of the other things that we put in our stipulations, like, no bidding on your own items, because all good intentions, no matter how you look at it, eventually can turn bad. I mean, that was where I was going with that, but sorry.
Very true. Well, they said, I don't usually sell the house. I just sell the contents. I have a couple auctioneers I worked with that we've auctioned off properties in the past and things like that. I do not have a real estate license, and you need a real estate license and an auctioneer's license to auction off a property in the state of Ohio. I always thought about getting my real estate license. I had a bunch of stuff. I was actually a commercial appraiser, so I have a lot of the classes. I was certified back in the day. A lot of the classes that actually cross over from appraisal and real estate. And the place I took all my appraisal classes for commercial appraisers, same place you would take the real estate at Hondros College. But so I could have got a lot of the credits already, but I don't know. I just never really got into that aspect of it. Obviously, a lot of people we deal with are actually real estate agents, Roy and I. So it's always tough to be. I always thought about getting my license, but then I was like, it's tough because a real estate agent is not going to want to bring you in if you're a real estate agent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's just real estate agents are weird. They don't want to lose the deal. These are somehow, always worried about that big commission. What's up, Mayor Dan?
Hey, Dan.
Creepy Christmas at the schoolhouse tomorrow and Saturday. I like it. I would go, but I have basketball games both days.
Mm.
I got so much going on. Not just basketball, but so much going on.
Man, I will definitely say next class they have. Hopefully we'll schedule the panel again and try and make this work, because like this would have been like everyone here that's still in the chat and anyone that got to see this particular live today, like this is what the last 2 hours of the auctioneer school would have been like, and was like, just to be able to talk about certain things like this. You spoke on, Rob mentioned how our bidders can help educate us. And that's what I really love about the business. And we even brought that up in the auctioneer school, how like our bidders actually help us learn categories or learn what we should do to make the bigger sales. And I brought up a story. Remember when we were at Parma Public Storage, we were on the phones and you and Jeremy got the train unit. But before, was it right before? No, right after the train unit came up, the one with the trailer.
Uh-huh.
And we ended up picking up that one. Like that was probably one of our best units ever. And we ended up having a fireman's helmet out of it, actually 2 pieces out of it. But we had a fireman's helmet. We didn't end up taking a picture of the label. And one of our buyers, this backup bidder, as a matter of fact, came in and it was going to be shipped, asked if he could see the helmet, and then explained, one of the things that, auction companies and resellers miss is taking the right pictures, label, model numbers, good pictures to see, kind of whether there's any damage or whatever the case. And he kind of helped us grow into understanding to take more pictures. And out of that same unit, like I really never saw a Rolex watch. So I had another person buy a watch lot. It was a broken watch lot, went for $100. I was surprised. He came in and said, can I look at this first? Like, yeah, go ahead. After he confirmed that it was in there, the band, I had to ask him, so what was it you were hoping to find? So he explained and taught me about, basically Rolex watches, or in that particular case, it was a Rolex watch band that if it was true, it was in the bag. I don't know. I haven't seen them and reconfirm, but if it was a real Rolex watch band, he spent the $100 knowing that would go for at least $1,000 on eBay or more. Oh, and right. He educated me on that. So you think I'll miss it again in the future? No. But, we learned a lot just from other resellers that know what they're doing just by making sure we post the right items. And I'm sorry, that led into that, by the way.
Pokemon.
So I'm really finally starting to figure out this, because on Whatnot, that is a huge category, trading cards, where they seem to have trading cards and sports cards, the most people on Whatnot in those particular categories. So you could say it's saturated, but then to me, it just says that we may sell things quicker. And if we have a good quality product, we can sell for good money, right? Because there's more people, more audience, more bidders, and it's just inviting more people to come into your auction if you're giving the right stuff,
Roy, you told the story about the watch. I bought and you mentioned Young's earlier. After Young's went online only, this is probably about a year ago, I bought a watch lot. And in this watch lot, there was a watch laying face down in the flat of watches that they never flipped around to take a picture of. And it was like a $1,600 watch. Yep. You need a degree to be able to figure out how to work this stupid thing. But it was like a $1,600 watch. I took it to a jeweler, had a new battery put in it, and I still wear it every once in a while. I forget the name of it, but Jeremy just recently bought a unit. It was the one with all the sports stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he found 2 watch cases. One was a Rolex, and the other was for this watch I had. I can't remember the name of it, though. If anybody remembers that video Jeremy had, what was the name of the other watch case?
A Breitling? A Breitling?
Breitling. Yeah, it was a Breitling.
Okay. And see, that's one of those things, you get to learn. Like that will remind me if I ever am looking at watches, I'm gonna look for that name. As well as recently we found, what was it? It was a gold watch, and I want to say, I'm not sure who I was watching, but recently somebody found one too. But we took it to a jeweler. We were cashing in some of the gold so that we could do the vehicle thing for our wedding anniversary. And the jeweler was like, nope, put it on eBay. This thing right here is worth at least $1,000 not working. If it does work, 2,000 plus. Like on a watch that we were just like, oh, well, it says it's gold, but whatever, we were going to cash it in. And the guy actually was, honest with us and told us, hey, that's actually could be valuable. Needless to say, we put a battery in it. It works. And we know we could get at least 2,000 or more from it, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, though. And I don't know if Lisa's in the chat to remind us, but I know she had mentioned earlier, is Sussin coming up soon?
Sussin's coming up soon. It is on my calendar.
Oh, it's an Accutron, she says.
Really?
So, guys, this Saturday, 9 o'clock,
See,
Lake
I don't
Self-Storage in
remember.
Painesville, 10 o'clock, Chestnut Self-Storage in Painesville. And then, let me see here, January, the first storage auction of January, Sussin Self-Storage is on the 14th of January.
Oh, okay. Nice.
14th.
I'll be over the hill at that point.
So,
Right. There it is. Boulevard.
Boulevard, okay.
well, that's a good one. And
The
Boulevard, there's all over the place, and they make gold watches. They've rolled gold watches, non-gold watches, and just because the watch is not gold does not make the watch not valuable.
Right.
I've had watches.
Actually, the Accutron, if I'm correct, I think that was like, it was a watch that we got where there's no battery. Like it was from the kinetic energy of moving that it recharged.
Yep. Kinetic, just the movement. Sometimes you got to shake the watch like this to get it to start ticking.
Yeah.
There is a Boulevard watch that I'm looking for. I'm trying to find one, a decent one, an old one, and I think they called it the driver's watch, where the whole watch, the watch is like that. You ever remember the chunky bars? The candy, the chunky bars, the chocolate bars.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like a chunky bar, and the timepiece is actually on the side of it, to where if you just look at your wrist like this, you can look at the time on it.
Huh.
And anytime I see them on eBay, they're going for like $300, $400, $500. Sometimes not even working. Trying to find a working one, but just haven't bought enough storage units.
Yeah.
Neither have I. I'm just spitballing. I mean, the king is already on the channel here. Rob's the big guy.
Hey guys,
you can even buy a tenth of what Rob buys, you might actually learn more, And I'm not meaning you. If I could get to a tenth of what Rob buys,
I buy a lot. I will not argue that.
I was talked into making my building, instead of 40 by 45, I was talked into make it 40 by 60.
Nice.
So I'm going to buy the extra section. I guess my point in saying that was, when I get it up next year, I'm going to be a player in the storage auction business again.
Being in our third warehouse, I will definitely recommend floor plan. Floor plan is always a good thing to make sure the flow of your warehouse. Unless you got somebody doing it for you, that is, outside of that, that's one thing that it took us now on our third warehouse that we moved into. Lisa and I finally have a good flow and idea of our business to set up the floor plan properly. And I think on this particular scenario, moving this warehouse, I'm really excited what we're going to do with it this year, because it's set up for, I don't know if I'd say quantity, but the processes have already been established. The business has been established. So we know what we need. So we set it up based upon the criteria that we need to meet with our business. And I will say floor plan, definitely, make sure you're setting it up for what you want to do with it.
And shelving.
Well, I mean, the plan is to have an area for storage and an area for processing product. And I'm just kind of hoping that I can actually get it up next year.
You would do it, Conky.
Yep.
I've been messing with this it seems like for years.
And the good thing, Conky, is I'll fill it for you. So you don't have to worry about buying crap, Conky. Yeah. I'll fill it right up.
Any vertical space with a roof over it is in danger of being filled up by something Rob does.
Like I tell my guys, we got all stuff in here. I said, listen, the building's empty if you look up. You keep your heads up high, building's empty. You look down, it might be full.
You look up too much, you're going to be tripping over stuff is what happens in your building.
So this year, I can tell you what, it's gone through so many transitions and changes this year, the building. And the amount of shelving I added this year, it's ridiculous. I mean, the amount of shelving we've added, I think about 160 feet of shelving.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we went and bought shelving from a Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't even know how many hundreds of feet of shelving we bought there and all this other shelving put up. So it's been a transition, but the only thing I still not, the furniture's not selling fast enough, man. I've been trying to get this stuff, so I'm going to just have to start putting more in the auction again. I've been trying to sell it on, try to get better money for it because, it's tough. Furniture is just tough. It's a tough market unless it's mid-century modern or brand new. But on that note, it's getting late. What I want to say real quick is that tomorrow, about 8:30 or so, Conky Sales with an E, Conky, Conkey, Sales on Whatnot, about 8:30 tomorrow will be selling. And then Sunday, what time? 1 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Sunday. Avery's all in. So take a look on Whatnot at 5 o'clock Sunday, 8:30 tomorrow. And if you haven't subscribed to either channels, make sure you subscribe to both their channels. Awesome stuff. And, we appreciate Roy, appreciate Conky, appreciate What the Hales, appreciate all of you tuning in tonight, watching. Hopefully we had something interesting to tell you guys. We've been doing this a long time. We got a lot. And in our field, there's no one in this field that knows everything. Like I tell people all the time, you can spend your whole life just trying to learn about American furniture. Okay? Your whole life and you'll never know it all. Just one little tiny niche, American furniture. You can never know it all. Okay? So that's how huge and vast that the field that we play in. And it's just a great experience. It's a great learning. It's just so much fun and we love it. Hopefully you guys love it. And got some great videos coming out tomorrow. I got an awesome video coming out. The rest of the $90 unit. Then probably Saturday will be the $1,500. They paid Jeff to clean out this house. You won't believe what's in there. Then I got this $630 10x30 I cleaned out today. I got a 10x25 I bought. I haven't even been there, touched it, talked to the people or anything else yet. I'm assuming they're going to be waiting for me. I got a house I got to clean out tomorrow that they paid me $1,000. Bunch of stuff going on. But in the meantime, this Saturday, www.secondsense.com. Awesome auction. And you want to pray tonight, Roy, since you're a guest? You want me to do the prayer?
You know what? I will do my best, but don't shoot me if I'm not, perfect.
There's no wrong way to pray. That's the best thing. There's no wrong way to pray.
Well, I will say, let's pray.
All right.
Thank you, Lord. We appreciate the camaraderie, the friendship, the community, the ability to go out and not only teach, but learn at the same time, the possibilities of helping as many people as possible, whether it's in their time of need because someone passed or just being a shoulder sometimes to hear people express their grievances as far as maybe with a family member passing and just sometimes getting through that, helping them get through some of these hard situations. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to have the community that supports us and have the positivity for us to keep moving forward, and one day, one step at a time, doing the best we can to bring value and loving and caring to not only our profession, but to those that support us as well. Thank you all. Amen.
Amen. And I just want to say one quick special intention. Gentleman, I picked up some stuff on consignment. Him and his wife have been going through a lot of health issues, and he had an amputation recently, some cancer issues, just a bunch of health issues, and just the positive, grateful souls. Just so his positivity in the world, just let everyone else in the world that has a negative, all the bad things happen to him, have his positivity, Lord. Amen. That's all I can say. I mean, all the stuff he's going through, and he's sitting there smiling, just joking with me. And like Roy said, there's an aspect that a lot of people don't see about our business, because anytime we walk in a situation, we don't know what we're walking into. And I've had people, I sat there for an hour, 2 hours, they're just crying to me. I'm holding them shoulder. And, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. There's times I sat there 2 hours talking to people. I didn't even get the job. But I sat there for 2 hours and made that emotional connection, that thing. And sometimes people just need someone to talk to, like Roy said. Sometimes they need that shoulder to cry onto. There's every situation different, and we've seen it all. And I shouldn't say seen it all because there's too much to see, but there's situations you walk into, you never know. And sometimes you're walking through the house of somebody, and then something will trigger them, like, oh my gosh, I remember when my mom got that, or I gave that to my dad or something. And it's an emotional roller coaster sometimes. And, as auctioneers, we do a lot of hats, and sometimes we're a therapist, a counselor, a support for people, a sounding board, a question person, someone to get answers from, all kind of different things. And it's a crazy job. It's crazy. It's just, you just don't know what you're going to walk into. And, some people like, Rob, I've had people there with them, like, I can't believe how you dealt with that or how you handled that or things like that. But I always try to put myself in that person's situation.
Yep.
And that's a great advice for everybody out there watching anything in life. Just try to put yourself in that person's situation before you go quick to judgment, quick to anger, quick to anything. And sometimes you don't know what's going on in that person's life. So it happened the other day or something, and, end up finding out that the person, their relative just passed away. And that's why they're very stressed out and all this other stuff. But you don't know what's going on in their person's life. They might be being a jerk, but they might be being a jerk because, they just found out they got cancer, their mom's got cancer. Who knows? There's a million reasons. But so just sometimes take it at heart, and especially this holiday season, step back and try to be a positive, shining light in this world, right? Definitely. So anything else you want to say, Conks?
Just good night, everybody. I'll see you guys either tomorrow on my Whatnot or Saturday on our Saturday Night Live.
Roy?
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And you know what? I appreciate you all the support, and thank you for having me on.
And I just want to say once again, thank you guys so much for joining us on this Thursday. We'll be back next Thursday. Thank you, Roy, for doing all the stuff for the auctioneer school, everything else, and giving me the opportunity to come, even though I couldn't make it because of my civic duty. But I will be there next time if I'm invited again. And like I said,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Exactly. And check out Conky's Flippin' Adventures, Whatnot Auction tomorrow. Sunday, check out Roy's Whatnot Auctions. Avery's all in. We appreciate all you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you, next